I don't think she's dead.
Cool. That's fine.
And I don't think Big Mom and Kaido are dead or Pepe, you know. Yeah, fuck you, Alex!
Wow.
All right.
Hello to all of my Nakama. Welcome back to the Yonko Podcast with our review of Chapter 1071, A Hero's Offensive.
The capital offense.
I'm offended by this chapter, that's all I gotta say. It assaulted my mind with too many plot points.
All the senses.
All happening at once.
Every orifice.
And I just was not prepared.
Sexually.
Okay, well, not quite there, but I'm glad it affected you like that.
Get good.
Anyway, yeah, a lot happened here. Do we just want to follow it chronologically?
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, honestly, this is one of the few chapters that gets crazier as it goes.
Yeah.
It doesn't go crazy the entire time. It isn't boring. It just, everything is a new left turn.
Everything's happening. Like, there were 4 different plot points all happening at once in this chapter.
Many of which we didn't see coming, I think.
Well, first off, Kuma. What the fuck is going on with Kuma? Why would he teleport himself to the red line? He just came from the top of it! Like, that's the gondola that leads up to Mary Joie!
Wait, were they still in Mary Joie?
No. So remember, the revolutionaries attacked during the reverie.
I know.
They got Kuma out, and, like, reverie's over, obviously, mind you. But that gondola leads all the way up to Mary Joie.
Yes.
Which is like, Kuma's just making a big circle, basically. If he took that gondola up, he's back in Mary Joie.
Oh, to me, it was just like, presumably they're not there anymore. He's going to Egghead, I'm thinking, which probably leads him, wherever they're at, probably leads him through the red line, is what I thought it was. Because he doesn't teleport, he flies, if we remember.
Good point.
Because if we learned anything from when he booped them 2 years ago.
Kamabaka Kingdom's in the Grand Line, not the New World, correct?
I think so. I'm not sure. I can't confirm, but maybe.
But also...
Well, we don't know. Were they there at that point in time in the Kamabaka Kingdom? Was that where they said they were?
Well, yeah, that's where they were at when he teleported himself. That was the whole thing. So he teleports himself away from Dragon and all them.
So either in order to get to Egghead, it's in a different part of the sea that requires him to go through the red line, or he's not going to Egghead.
Well, that's the thing. So if this was his destination, why is he coming back to basically the roadway that would lead him back to Mary Joie?
Well, honestly,
because that was my first thing. Is he just going in a giant circle? I like your idea that maybe he couldn't get through the red line and he was on his way to
Egghead. That's completely what my thought process is.
Also, I don't know how I feel about that because it made it seem like his ability was not hindered by physical obstacles.
But also, if you think about it, like it wouldn't be out of the beyond the pale to really think that he was very thoughtful about where he sent the Straw Hats 2 years ago and made sure that it was a straight shot.
That's fair. But also, is his robot brain that dumb that he didn't consider the possibility that he'd run into the red line if he was shooting for Egghead?
Looking at him right now,
he's beat up. Don't get me wrong.
Well, not even that. He looks like his focus is on a destination, not on the process to get there. He literally looks like a robot with a tunnel vision right now. Okay. That's just what I'm saying because
that's fair.
That's what he looks like.
But humor me. If he's not going
here.
Shut up. If he's not going to Egghead, what purpose does he have here? Just think about it. Humor me. Come on.
So where are they at right now?
They are at the port, the red port.
That leads up to Mary Joie?
That gondola leads up to Mary Joie. This is what Shirahoshi and them took up to the reverie.
Well, I don't know, man. I feel like that's the $1 million question in this situation. That is the question here that we just can't answer because, either there's something in Mary Joie that he needs to get, because even they don't know what he's doing there, or he literally... Because also that's another thing is like, even if we're talking about like if physical objects don't hinder him, that wouldn't explain why he still ran into the red line though, because he would have just landed there, which leads me to believe that maybe this place wasn't where he was trying to go.
Okay, that's a fair point.
But I don't know though. Maybe he's just like I said. Maybe it's the fact that he's robot, or that he's like been so messed with by the. All I know is I get the feeling that a lot of this is like subconscious instinct.
Yeah.
Like he's not listening to anybody. He's not seeing anybody except where he wants to go.
Well, yeah, even like the way he tilts his head up like that at the red line.
Yeah, looks like he either wants to get
It's
up.
almost like he's annoyed that it's in his way.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. This opens up a lot of questions where I'm like, maybe we're still right and Egghead was his destination.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like most of us agreed on that being the thought. But also a part of me is like, what if this is...
What if he wants to get to Mary Joie?
What if this is the destination and he's weirdly wanting revenge, which I'm just still like, I don't know how that's...
Or maybe there's just something...
I don't know what is left of Kuma that makes him desire something right now, or if it's like a hidden program and like that's what maybe Vegapunk has to talk about.
Honestly, that's probably the best thing right now. It might be the reason Vegapunk can't fix him.
He's a big
sleeper
agent,
and it might be the reason he worked on him in the first place.
Yeah, there's just a lot of questions there.
So much more mystery.
And unfortunately, I have a bad feeling Oda's not going to come back to that next chapter.
I didn't expect to come back to right at the get-go.
Is okay, but also... Don't give me 4 different storylines all happening in one chapter.
We didn't even touch on Kizaru.
Yeah, oh gosh. Yeah, me and Alex predicted that Kizaru would show up in this chapter again.
I think a lot of people felt that way.
Okay, let's move on from Kuma.
Yes, now that our minds are sufficiently frazzled.
Yeah. Egghead. We're back on Egghead. First off, looks like LUCCI and all them have locked down the bottom layer or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah, they've locked down the island.
Obviously, the Labostratum is currently on lockdown itself to prevent any intruders.
Yep.
LUCCI. I honestly. He's so stone cold.
I know.
The way he's like, I refuse to accept Straw Hat as an emperor. Man fucking gets his shit kicked in last chapter. Don't get me wrong. His awakened zone, it clearly is an awakened one because he recovered very quickly from the beating he took.
And also, he doesn't even look hurt.
No! That bandage is the only sign that he was in a fight.
He was in a fight with an emperor.
With an emperor! A god emperor, no less! But he is so fucking petty. It's like, I almost brought that motherfucker to death's door. I refuse. Even though he beat my shit in. I refuse to acknowledge him as an emperor. It's so stone cold. It's so LUCCI, and I love it.
And there's a couple of things there too. It's like, I want because like, Luffy destroyed him. I don't imagine LUCCI catching up to Luffy.
No.
But it just feels like he's hiding something.
LUCCI specifically?
Like, why is he still so confident? After getting beaten so easily.
Do you think he has, like, no pun intended, an ace up his sleeve?
It's a donut power. No,
Rest in peace.
I don't know.
Rest in peace to my boy.
Like maybe So, like, maybe I'm looking too much into the Lucci thing. Either way is fine with me.
Also, speaking of looking too much into things, this looks like Usopp with his bad hair in fucking whatever that one movie was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm thinking it could be something like maybe the fact that he is a truly awakened that isn't mindless gives him stuff we haven't seen yet that he hasn't used yet because he wasn't expecting Gear 5 to be what it was. Or it could be something as simple as like, okay, we have the Seraphim under control. We're going to make sure that none of these fuckers leave. Mm-hmm. And so he might be counting on the combined powers that he has under his control right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But he just seems a bit too cool.
I mean, don't get me wrong, absolutely.
He just seems a bit too...
He's too calm.
He's too calm after experiencing Luffy's Gear 5 for the first time, in my opinion.
Okay, so obviously Stella, Body, and all of the extra punks are getting ready for stuff. Lilith, in total, like, what me and Alex at least expected of her, absolutely wants to retaliate against him.
War mode, baby.
Avenging Atlas. Does that confirm to you Alex thought Atlas is, like, going to die or is dead? Does that confirm... I know where you stand on this, I'm sure.
If Atlas is dead?
Yeah. Or just, like, beyond repair.
No, I think the fact that she got dragged off and was still functioning when they found her, they're usually when they're still functioning when they find them, they're probably going to be fine. Just going by One Piece standard, I feel like it'll be a lot more final.
Uh-huh.
If that were to happen, it won't be like I don't know. It's weird. It doesn't feel like a death to me.
Okay. No,
it didn't have the air of one like
fair.
compared to the people in Wano and stuff. You know.
Fair.
So right now I don't think she's dead.
Cool. That's fine.
I don't think Big Mom and Kaido are dead or Pepe. You know. Yeah. Fuck you, Alex.
Wow.
All right.
He's actually here to hear it, so, you know, it's even funnier. Anyway, Vegapunk at least lamenting over guilting Sentomaru into, you know, dying for him. Hopefully he's not dead.
Yeah.
Because I want to know more about Sentomaru and his relationship with all of these different people.
And I also...
Go ahead.
And maybe I'm reading too much, but it pleases me that... it pleases me... It has my approval that Vegapunk seems to care enough about his satellites to want to bring them with him.
No, exactly.
Like they're more than just bodyguards, machines.
It's almost like they are friends, even though they are him.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like here's the thing:
cool.
is like they may be him, but they're completely different people.
Well, yeah, because they all have a different personality comparatively of his.
It leads me to believe that like them as people are different. It's the only thing that connects them is the brain.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in getting ready to go, obviously he laments this stuff about Sentomaru. We have another ally on this island we can call on, and should we, is what Pythagoras... Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what incarnation guy's name?
That's Edison.
Edison. I voiced him, but I don't remember his name, hardly. Do you think this ally is somebody we know? Is it somebody we've met? Because part of me feels like it's somebody we've met.
In the way they phrased it, it would not surprise me if it's someone that we met, because it sounds like they've been hiding here, and it's someone that the Navy might have their eye on if they saw them.
Smoker. The last time we saw him, said he had business with Vegapunk. And then obviously he got attacked by Dofi, saved by Aokiji. We haven't seen him on G14. We haven't seen him since Punk Hazard. The only person we've seen of that crew are obviously the kids and Tashigi, which makes sense. They went off on their own ship to get the kids to G14. What if Smoker's on this island?
Maybe it's the connection to Sword. Yoda?
Sorry. Didn't mean to make that so easy.
No, you're good.
But could be Smoker.
I mean,
But would that give them enough of an edge?
Here's
Because that's the thing, is Smoker got his ass beat by Doflamingo.
So, I think unless new information is revealed about something Smoker knows, I find it unlikely that he's the one who would bring the attention to him. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, the last time I saw him, it's not like he himself was breaking major Navy laws. He wasn't insubordinating as far as we could tell.
Yeah.
You know, he got saved by Kuzan, even though Kuzan was a pirate at that point, quote unquote. But I would say there's definitely a chance for it to be Smoker, but also I'd say it's less of a chance just because I can't think of any reasons why the Navy would be on alert for him and why he'd be hiding from the Navy currently.
Obviously, it's not going to be Saul, because Saul's on Elbaf, guarding the library.
He's going to be killed.
We would assume. Well, that's the thing, is like, so obviously we had theorized after the reveal that Saul was alive, the man with scars or burned scars or something. Mm-hmm. I'm still like absolutely holding out for that being Saul at this point.
And regardless, dude's probably alive, which is awesome.
Okay, so if it is somebody we know besides me positing Smoker, who do you think it could possibly be?
Who do I think it could be?
Because after that, if it's somebody we don't know, like, it's all up in the air because clearly we don't know them.
Well, if I were to make any guesses, I would say it could be, you know, maybe it could be that another former pirate crew member, King of Pirates member, the guy with the
did Scopper Gabon? Could Scopper Gabon come back?
Potentially, and also it could be like just thinking of like people who would warrant the attention of the world government. Okay.
What if it's Gin? He comes out, he's like, Sanji, I need you to make me some food, otherwise I can't fight.
I'm hungry again. It's like, well, your stomach's growling. It was a fart, dumbass.
He's wearing Don Krieg's armor because he killed him.
I tossed him overboard for being a dumbass.
He said Hawkeye Mihawk on us. What do you want me to do? Anyway, shitpost there from me. I would rather lean towards Smoker currently. Anyway.
No, man, I mean, I'd be totally down for Smoker if that turned out to be the case, because I imagine if it was Smoker, new information would be revealed as to why he's in hiding. Mm-hmm. But if it wasn't Smoker, potentially a big-name pirate who's retired,
or a double agent for the world government, maybe?
Maybe a double agent for the world government.
What if that's the explanation?
Maybe another 10-year Rubito who went to the side of good. Like Doflamingo's family.
Yeah. Most good.
It's just hard to tell because they're so vague and there's no Vegapunk about it. You know?
Listen, I'm the actual dad here. I make the dad jokes.
But I have the dad energy, so fuck off.
Fair enough. Okay.
Actually, I have the uncle energy. Let's go with that.
Uncle Otaku.
Uncle Otaku, baby.
Anyway. Okay, so, but also they were like ecstatic almost.
Yeah, apparently they're strong enough to put up a fight.
Well, and they feel like, of course, I've always been prepared for this order.
Who could it be?
Like, if it's somebody we know, and once again, like, if it's not, then like all bets are off. But
what if it's another Seraphim?
Part of me is like, kind of hoping it's the Dofi Seraphim. But that's just me, because, you know, I'm always down for any more Dofi, even if it's just a clone.
DTD down to Dofi?
I am down to Dofi. I definitely am leaning most towards Smoker of, like, if it's a Marine person. If it's a pirate.
Although, honestly, if it's someone who's been waiting for that order, it might be someone who serves directly to Vegapunk. It might be someone we haven't met, too. Yeah. Because it sounds like they've been there a while.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they've been waiting for orders. So it's hard to tell.
I know.
Yet another mystery.
Oda, why?
He's so good at putting more mysteries in here.
No, and it's a good thing, like, in a recent interview, he confirmed, like, I have no intention of finishing this story, like, quickly.
Oh, good.
Like, and, like, good, because, oh my gosh, he keeps putting more mysteries out there.
Nope.
And don't get me wrong, we have gotten a lot
of reveals
in just this small arc, which, small comparatively so far, to the last one.
I mean, it's small, but it's so big.
It's so big.
It's like, honestly, strange thing about it is, like, it's, like, short so far. But it's bigger in terms of, like, content and meaning to the One Piece universe, I would say, even than, like I don't know, maybe, like, Alabasta, stuff like that. Like, because Alabasta was long and had important parts, but this is short and has like a shit ton of important stuff just crammed in there.
Well, it's kind of like how Zoe was and freaking.
Well, Zoe was pure lore dump.
Zoe was pure lore dump, and it was amazing.
It's a good update.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Vega Force 1, at least they are able to fly that because they can only fly it on the island.
Yeah.
The person is going to help them, whoever it is.
That's question number 2. Question 1 is, why is Kuma where he is? Question 2 is,
who's the person in the basement, I assume.
What is this Stephen King looking bullshit?
He's planning to take all 7. So him and his 6 satellites.
I've heard to call him his children, honestly. They feel like his children to me.
I mean, he is old enough comparatively to all the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like, looking, obviously, Pythagoras and Edison look like just robots, but, like, that's okay.
Such personality.
So then, that Bonnie face just terrifies me. I'm not even gonna lie. She, I feel that fury. I would be running from that like Vegapunk does.
I'll have no fury.
Okay, so, and I don't really care about that just because, like, I care because I want to see what happens there. I love her thing about the bugs. Like, how dare he stoop to using bugs? Like, you literally did that to yourself, but okay. But defenses go down. The defenses for the Labostratum go down.
Neither side seems to
Both of them are surprised.
So the question is this a third party? Is it helping one of the other 2 parties?
I don't know.
Is it a third party helping one of the other 2 parties?
Maybe.
What the shit?
No, yeah. And like
it's so funny because I think a lot of us were expecting like almost a straightforward like Aokiji rise, maybe a clash, maybe some takeaway for some other stuff.
Aokiji or Kizaru?
Sorry, I keep doing that.
Yeah,
Kizaru.
He keeps accidentally switching.
It's the key. It's the keys in the name,
enough,
But no, Kizaru, and I think we were expecting a bit more straightforward.
I was expecting this to be more of like a siege almost of Egghead,
which it kind of is.
Like
but there's also a lot more mystery
There's so many
involved.
like random pieces that we aren't seeing. They're happening in the background.
It's Foxy. Totally Foxy.
Literally somebody...
Foxy, I mean, like, Kizaru's probably impaled on Foxy's sword as we speak.
I read a theory recently that, like, Foxy was going to make a comeback in the story, and I, like...
Wouldn't surprise me in the anime.
For sure, we got him 3 times in the anime, technically. Anyway, so the defenses come down.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides are surprised by it.
Yeah.
But...
With
that being said, Kaku, LUCCI, and Stussy all jump up. Obviously, they see, oh, hey, look, it's the Straw Hat ship. Fucking reunion of a lifetime here on top of, the last one we got. It's just, oh, here, let me take care of it. And thank God Zoro stayed with the ship.
I had a feeling that something was going to, like, this, not necessarily this.
Not specifically this.
But, like, I had a feeling that something was going to attack it and Zoro was going to stop it, that kind of thing.
It tends to happen this way.
And it's just, like, I just love the shadows. Russell. Shing! And that's just like, yep, that's Zoro in a nutshell, really.
Well, exactly.
We just need a swig of sake and that'll be it. That'll be Zoro in a nutshell.
Seriously. So, like, and obviously he recognizes him. No surprise there.
Well, interrupted my nap.
The Frontier Dome is back online, but the CP agents have already infiltrated. They're attacking the Straw Hat's ship. If we don't hurry, we'll lose our right out of here. Luffy comes and he's obviously disappointed because this island's been fun for Luffy so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the fight he just had with
It's
Lucci.
a future island where they can make food out of nothing.
Yeah.
That's his dream.
And he just kicked Lucci's ass all across, the lower level. Vegapunk was swiftly chased away by Bonnie. We've already kind of discussed when we were talking about the Kuma stuff. There's clearly a reason that Kuma's doing what he's doing.
Yes.
And it might have something to do with what Vegapunk's talking about right now.
And it seems to be his focus, against everything else.
Yeah.
He's not even looking at anything else besides where he wants to go.
Yeah. So, I don't really have anything else to add there just because we discussed it a little bit with the Kuma stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kid, we cut away from Vegapunk and Bonnie being friends. I don't know. Anyway.
Their reunion
to fucking kids going to Elbath! What the fuck?
No, I gotta say,
I mean, it was bound to happen because obviously they all drew straws. And Law went and is on Winter Island, if I recall right. Isn't that
yeah,
right?
I think that's what it was called.
And I believe that's
Winter
where
Island.
he and Blackbeard are having his funeral. So, rest in peace, Law. Hardly knew you, buddy.
Oh my god.
I truly hope he's okay.
No, Kid's right there.
I joke.
There you go.
Well, he's an impelled.
Kid joke!
Well, Joker's an impelled down, so Shut up. Me. I hope Law's okay.
No, absolutely.
Legitimately.
He's a good. He's a survivor.
Of the three that left Wano, I would wish this on Kid, but oh well.
But I mean, he's a survivor.
I like Kid. I like him a lot more, especially after Wano and understanding he and Killer's relationship a little bit more.
Yeah.
I wanted a nice fa as they entered the home of the giants. But we'll get there. But yeah, no, and that's literally all we get is just there's land. It's the home of the giants, Elbath. And obviously, we get Kid looking aggressive, as usual, but also very intrigued.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I think Elbath among islands is like a stuff of legend.
Yeah.
It sounds like. But also, I absolutely love how in this... I think this chapter is a perfect example of Oda turning people's theories on their heads in the best way. Because it's like, wait, that's not who's supposed to go to Elbath. You don't know what you're talking about. But he knows what he's talking about because he created it.
Well, I was going to say he's the frickin' writer. And,
he
can tell us what's canon and what's not.
But that also...
That is one of my things that, sometimes about One Piece, fandom can get a little bit toxic sometimes. Is people need to not be so upset when their fan theories don't pan out.
Yeah.
Which I don't think any of us personally have been, but obviously I've seen discourse on it.
Yeah.
And I shitpost on Morge because he goes out way beyond, and Alex knows what I'm talking about. He goes beyond what is reasonable to me sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
But also he's a theory crafter. You and me aren't theory crafters like that.
Nope.
We make theories, but we usually have a lot more solid evidence for our theories.
And my theories, they're usually a lot smaller. They're based on stuff that I see here.
I have some crackpot theories that obviously I've shared over the last year and a half of us doing this. That some of them came true, like the fucking Big Mom thing. I still am so happy at how she went down. But no, Oda continues to always surprise us by...
After 20 plus years.
It's so true. I was going to say, we are going on year 26, 27 now. Because he started it in what? I know the serialization of the anime was 97.
Yeah.
So I would assume a year before that. So 96.
Something like that.
Something like that. Anyway. But no, I'm totally down for this. I wasn't expecting it.
And it's also it also is a good way, from what we're seeing, to bring him and Law back into the main story when it comes time for it. Because Elbaf, it's going to be important to the Straw Hat's journey. I think we can agree on that.
You're
supposed to agree on that when I say agree on that.
No, I agree. Sorry, I just had a random thought that I'm like, and maybe I should save it for predictions.
We love random thoughts here at the Yonko Podcast.
I just hope that if Kid is still on Elbaf when the Straw Hats arrive, it's not like another Wano situation where they have to like break him out. I hope he's just kind of like doing his own thing and maybe struggling, but not like in a imprisoned sense, you know?
I don't see it happening. I feel like this has the chance. I'm hoping, however small it may be, that Kid might have gotten a little bit of influence from Luffy during Wano. Because Luffy, he has a tendency of...
He rubs off on people.
He literally, like, you can see with Law. Like, Law, he can I'm my own man all as much as he wants. But Luffy, he rubbed him... He gave him Luffy, like, that Luffy personality boost. You know, like, he's a lot more hopeful than when he first met him.
That's very
true. You know, and so I think, and plus, honestly, this seems like a place that he would get along better in than in Kaido's castle.
For sure.
Because, like, from the get-go, when he first met Kaido, he was already on the short stick. He already had the short stick from the get-go.
Yeah, because Kaido literally landed on him, and Appu was already a double agent, and Hawkins just went with, you know, the cards, and then he still died for it.
Yeah, and he's the only one. He's the only one that. So I think the lead up to that is important in establishing that he never really had a chance to establish himself in Wano from the get go.
Yeah.
It wasn't until he was able to have. Though he'll never admit it, he was able to have some backup, getting him out of there. That he was able to establish himself and actually get in those hits.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think here he'll have a lot more of a chance of, you know, and I feel like it's just gonna be a lot less hostile of an environment than Kaido's freaking country, because that was Kaido's country. If you're a pirate, you go to Kaido's. If you don't work for him, then it's...
You're dead and or imprisoned.
Exactly. So...
Okay. I'll save any more discussion about Kid for actual predictions.
Cool.
We'll get there.
Now for probably the biggest surprise.
I wasn't prepared for Monkey D. Garp to be
so
in this
I'm
chapter.
Not going to lie.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I saw...
Oh, a spoiler for
I saw a small spoiler of this panel where he says, we're going to head to Achinosu and save Kobe. and then you see all these, but then it's funny because I'm like, oh man. And then you see all these memes of Ace up in heaven going, with the dumb face Luffy makes. And I'm like, ouch. Ouch!
You were on the fucking platform with him, you stupid old man!
So this brings up a couple questions.
Anyway, go ahead.
You know, I mean, and I think there's some differences there. Obviously, that are kind of important. Okay. I think it's fun. It's fun for memes, but there are differences there. I think that are. Really
it's
important.
The same reason we always make donut jokes about Ace.
Exactly. I still cry every time I watch it, though. Actually, it becomes sadder the more I watch it.
No, exactly. The first time, which I don't know if I've told the story on podcast, but you know this. Ace's death was like one of the main plot points I knew going into this series. So the first time I watched it, didn't feel anything. Yeah. Even fucking Mayumi Tanaka, you know, crying, losing mind as Luffy. It probably got a tear out of me, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it the way I did the second and third time I've watched that same rescue / failure of a rescue.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, same. Like
anyway,
first
not relevant really.
Yeah,
but
first time didn't hit me hard, but the more I watch it, the more I was like, this is hitting me hard now.
Yeah.
But anyways, now also is Garp retired, or is he doing this of his own? I mean, obviously he didn't clear it with the top brass.
The thing is, he's technically retired. He's supposed to be a trainer now or whatever. So that's why I'm also like, why would I? Obviously, that was already his attitude when he was like still an active member.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps too that his enemies, I think it just so happens that the situation is on the side of the Marines.
Yeah.
Like he's saving a Marine from a Yonko. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Is Luffy gonna lose another family member?
Well, I was gonna say, stay tuned and see what we think is going to happen when we come back for our predictions for chapter 1072 and beyond, if we so feel inclined. So just make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment below your thoughts on this chapter, comment on chapter 1072 predictions, your predictions.
Tell me how you feel about Foxy.
I mean, we already know that Foxy is for the win.
He's literally...
Alex isn't here to stop
He's the selling point of One Piece.
Is the Pirate King.
Absolutely.
Well, it's actually going to be Oda's long con on us that Luffy is going to be taken down by Foxy at the very end.
And taken under his wing by Foxy.
I'm totally down.
He will be Foxy's sworn
adopted
son.
Child.
Yes, he'll be the Whitebeard to his ace.
So if Luffy's the son, Foxy's the father when it comes to God.
Who's the Holy Spirit?
The Holy Spirit is clearly God himself. Anyway, we'll see you for our predictions for 1072. Stay tuned.
Bye.